the train engineer suddenly realized the track ahead hadn't been switched yet. According to regulations, engineers aren't supposed to leave the train while it's moving. But Nick, confident in his experience as a veteran engineer, only pulled the handbrake without fully stopping the train, then got off to switch the tracks. Just then, the train's automatic throttle lever slowly began to drop. By the time Nick noticed something was wrong, the train had already started picking up speed. He took off running alongside the train, managing to step on the switch at the last second to change the tracks, then desperately chased after the locomotive. But by now the train was moving too fast. Nick, being heavy-set, just couldn't jump back on board. Finally, he slipped and fell to the ground, helplessly watching the train speed away. This runaway train was pulling 39 cars loaded with toxic chemicals and gasoline, barreling forward at full speed like a several thousand-ton bomb on wheels. If it derailed and crashed, the consequences would be catastrophic. And wouldn't you know it, right at that moment, a passenger train full of students was heading straight toward them from the opposite direction. The veteran engineer spotted the runaway locomotive in the distance, immediately hit the gas, and quickly switched to the adjacent track. They passed the out-of-control train by mere inches. If they'd been just a few seconds later, those kids' fate would have been unthinkable. Meanwhile, Nick was chasing the runaway train in a maintenance vehicle. Unfortunately, he couldn't control the speed difference between the two vehicles accurately. His partner tried multiple times to grab the door handle and finally managed to catch hold of a steel bar on the locomotive. But before he could climb aboard, they hit the signal light area. Seeing this, Nick had no choice but to call his partner back. The chase had failed. As the situation spiraled further out of control, the supervisor thought it through carefully and made a recommendation to her superiors. The train was heading toward the next town, which was densely populated. If an accident happened there, the consequences would be extremely serious. Therefore, she suggested deliberately derailing the train before it reached the town to minimize casualties. However, as soon as her boss heard this, he realized it would mean massive financial losses for the company and flatly rejected the proposal. But at this point, he still didn't grasp just how dangerous this runaway train really was. A veteran engineer had accidentally crashed a freight truck onto the tracks, right where the out-of-control train 777 was heading. The truck, which couldn't be moved in time, was instantly smashed to pieces.